Hi guys, Bobby here, and looks like I will be um, doing some content and creating some videos um, most evenings. Um, so here I am again, and today or tonight, um, I am coming with some information that it's absolutely amazing. Again, I try to do my research and all of my downloads that I receive um, so that I can give you this information and let you know what is happening in between you, the sun, and Mother Earth. Now, this one is very, in particular, with the spiritual war. So, as my sister and I always say in the beginning of our videos, if you do not resonate with our information, that's okay. You can go and listen to other people. Do your own research and come to your own conclusions. We will always be here, and we will always be here with open arms to receive you and give you the most accurate information. And with that said, I just wanted to let you know that right now we have been in a spiritual war that many people do not see. They still do not see it. And it's very interesting because many people are afraid of, this spiritual world, especially when it comes to tarot, to oracles, divinations and things like that. Yes, the the negative energies took all of this and made it look like it was a bad thing. And they basically just told everybody that that was witchcraft and that was bad. And yes, some people take it for the negative, and we are not going to deny that. But some people, like myself and my sister, we take it for the positive. And we don't do any kind of witchcraft or anything like that. The thing is that we can see what is happening. So, because there were people like my sister and I that could see what the negative entities were doing, the negative entities told everyone that what we could do, it was bad, because they didn't want us to see what they were doing and tell everybody. So basically, kind of like being whistleblowers for the spiritual world. That's exactly who, the good, positive people or positive energies are doing right now. So, with that little introduction, I just wanted to let you know that the spiritual war that is happening right now out there is happening because the price is your soul. This has been going on for millions and millions of years. And these negative entities wanted to take our soul, because our soul never dies. And, obviously, they do have kind of like a certain amount of time for them to live, and then they just die, and I guess their soul disappears. Um, but because they, something like that happened to them, our souls never died, then they wanted to take our souls for them. We have seen this war coming from the, spiritual realms to our dimension or timelines. And I'll tell you that, it's been going on for decades, probably, centuries. Um, and always, the wars have always been because of our souls. It obviously, well, anything that you see on the mainstream media or any kind of social media is basically, propaganda. They're just letting you know things that are actually not true. It's because they're trying to hide the fact that the spiritual war is real. And when people can see what is happening, you know, um, they, none of the, spells, none of the stuff that they actually, send to the people that can see work on any of us anymore. We can see and we stand our ground against negative forces. So the negative forces become exposed when we act like a shield against them. And we, basically can see all of this happening. So, what is happening right now with the soul, and why is the soul the prize? Or your soul, why is it the prize? Well, not only that the soul never dies, but right now, our vessels that the soul is basically operating, um, is not dying either. Obviously, and again, I would say that the ones that do not want to ascend, they will basically just do everything they can and continue with the old behaviors and continue with past patterns, and they will stay in a loop, repeating and repeating until it's no longer feasible for them to stay here, because Mother Earth frequencies cannot withhold that kind of negativity in a person. So, basically the person just normally gets to a certain age and passes. So the soul, our soul, is very, very strong. Not only that it never dies, but it is such a powerful energy that we can, appear and disappear, at like in a second. I mean, you just think about, it's doing like a quantum leap. You basically think where you want to be and you're there. But our power like that has been suppressed. These negative entities knew how to suppress all of those gifts and powers. So we have not been able to do it because, well, we are, you know, um, thinking and distracted with material possessions, with doing things that don't matter really. And, people, they don't believe. They were basically told so many times. It's like you tell a lie so many times that people believe it. So, many people, or humanity, was told that, we were just humans with the spirit, and, your body dies and then the spirit goes somewhere else. But it's the other way around. We are a soul with a body inside. And while you have your soul healthy and connected to the quantum field, and then you work on your vessel, and your vessel, stay healthy, grounded, meditation and all of that stuff, your body, your vessel, never dies. It's just that simple. So if you continue putting all the weird stuff or bad foods or bad thoughts, or negativity or anger, anxiety, all of that inside your body, then you will be anchored in the 3D. And the 3D pretty much is almost non existent right now. The only 3D stuff that we have obviously are, the materials that we can touch, the, cars, houses, stuff like that. But the mentality, it's pretty much non existent. The 3D is non existent. We are learning that, most of the stuff on the 4D, which is your phone, the computers, and the TV, that's basically the tunnel for you to know what is happening so that you can get to the 5D. Um, we can see what is happening, and most of the stuff on that 4D, um, as of right now, was created to keep you in fear. So if you are still in fear, then you go backwards. But if you overcome that fear, then you move forward. So, how that fear started working up in the surface or on the surface of the planet? Well, we started with 2001. That was one of the biggest uh, events that made completely humanity into a fear mode. And if you do your research, and everything is coming out now too, most of the stuff and the way that they did it wasn't even the way that they said it happened. So everything everything is coming out, and you will know, with time. All the declassifications are out there about this event. Then we have the event of 2008, market crash. Everybody was just losing everything. And when you actually know that that happened because the big guys went on bankruptcy, they have not existed since that particular year, people are just gonna go, what happened? So that has always been, keeping people in fear. Then we go to 2012, which apparently, the Mayan calendar was supposed to end. And then we were supposed to, I don't know, for some reason, it was going to be doomsday. But it actually wasn't that. It was a fight for a reset. And those are the downloads that I'm getting right now. I mean, just right now talking to you, I'm just getting those downloads. So apparently that particular year was supposed to be a big reset, but it never happened. So it was basically an illusion. And we're here. But why are we here? We're here because our souls decided that we were going to stay and fight this battle. Then after 2012, then we have 2020. And that one, after 2001, was actually the big one. It was the one that, many people opened their eyes and said, something is happening, and we have to open our eyes, and we have to do investigations, and we have to do research. So this has been always that kind of spiritual war. So what happens now? Now you have to choose where you're going. You have to choose whether you stay in the 3D or whether you go to the 5D. If you stay in the 3D, good luck with that. Because, you know, over there, mentally, there's going to be like a repetition of your life again. You will repeat over and over and over until you learn your lesson. I have said this many times. My sister and I have done videos about this, and it is not a joke. This is not about fear, it's about awareness. And when you are doing still now the things that you were doing in the 3D, nothing is gonna work. I've been saying this in the last 3-4 videos that I have done this week. Nothing is gonna work for you. Everything is going to get blocked. Why? Because the battle that we are having right now is inside of us. I remember one of my videos, and you can check it out, is at the beginning of our channel. We were talking about whether you have the little angel in one side and the little devil on the other. That's ego. When you are listening to your ego because you want to be comfortable, because you don't want, to change, and everything that you have done is still the same things that keep you in the know or in the knowing, that's where you go backwards. You go to the 3D because the ego is telling you you do not have to change. You have to continue being who you are. And who you were back in the 3D does not fit the frequencies of the earth right now. So what do we need to change? We need to change and choose love, authenticity, understanding, and all of those things that sometimes is very hard for people to, forgive others because they have done wrong to them. It's not something that you want to carry to the 5D. You forgive and continue moving on. The person that did the wrong thing is the one that needs to be, taken care of, and, the universe will take care of them. You just continue moving forward, and you will find your tribe. You will find the people that are supposed to be in your energy, in your circle, in your field. Another thing is anger, anxieties, stress. So all of those things you need to change. There's some challenges that you need to do, and those challenges, the soul takes them as, okay, so this is a challenge, I need to go forward, so I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna do it. Every day you do something new, something different, whatever you like, you stick to it, and then you keep adding little things here and there so that you can move forward. If you love, let's say for example, you love cooking, you love whatever, sewing, creating things. Well, one day you start with, baking something or cooking something, and then the next day, while you're cooking, then you start kind of putting something else, maybe some crochet or whatever. The thing is, everything that you love and that you like, that you have not done, you can actually do, and add little by little to your life so that you feel that you're doing something new. You go to the beach, you take a walk to the park, you take the sun, just as simple as that. and that every day you do something different. You do gardening. You I don't know, go and talk to somebody, help anybody. It's it's something that your soul will help you move forward. So the prize is your soul. Do not give your soul to the negative forces, because then you're gonna stay behind. Just keep going and try to, you know, do it with gentleness, because your body will be kind of like in shock, trying to change from the things that you have been doing to the new things that you need to do. So, just go slow, go, with an easy path. And, make sure that you take care of yourself, because right now, fear is what is keeping people behind. And you do not want to stay behind. So, anyways, I just wanted to come up today with just a little bit of information for you guys to know that the energies that are coming in, which I talked about yesterday, I believe, Sophia Christ energies, are changing people. And, with those energies plus all of what is happening, you have to be aware that your soul is the most precious thing that the negative entities want to keep. So do not let them confuse you. Stay aware and look for the things that you love and you like, and stay positive. And that way you can move forward with, with love and understanding. So I'm just gonna leave it here for tonight. And with that said, I do hope that you guys like this video. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section, and I will gladly answer anything for you. And just stay positive, stay grounded. I am sending a lot of love, a lot of healing. And with that said, I hope that you guys have a beautiful night and abundance to all.